Today we are interviewing the CEO and co-founder of Sunniva Super Coffee, Jim DeCicco. It's a pleasure to be interviewing you today. My name is Suresh Jasti. I'm a sophomore at Homedale High School, and I'm the founder of CompanyRoots. My interests are tennis, gaming, and entrepreneurship. This is my partner, Rahul Kavuru.
My name is Rahul Kavuru. I'm an 8th grader at Oak Hill Academy. I'm the vice president of CompanyRoots, and my interests are tennis, watching Shark Tank, and playing chess.
So before the interview, we just wanted to thank you for taking your time.
Thank you.
And also we'd like to have a little bit taste of Suniva. All right.
You guys are awesome.
Let's try it.
Let's go.
It tastes like real coffee. And I'm surprised
That's awesome.
It's really nutritional.
You guys aren't going to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
It tastes great.
It's like,
Thank
I got
you.
the vanilla bean flavor. Tastes really nice.
Yeah, I've
Beautiful.
gotten unsweetened creamy black one.
Nice. You guys
So
are
it's
awesome.
not
Thank you
too
so much for getting me on here. Really impressed by what you're doing and excited to be a part of it.
Thank you. So the first question that we always ask is, what were your company roots and how do they help you get into Sunniva Super Coffee?
Yeah, so this is a family business. I'm the oldest of 3 brothers, and we were all college athletes. And my youngest brother was falling asleep in class. He had 5 a.m. basketball practice. He had a full day of classes, late nights in the library. He was tired, and his school store offered the usual bottled coffees and energy drinks that you see, like Java, Monster, and Red Bull, and things like that. And he didn't want to put that stuff into his body, so he created a better, healthier, more tasty cup of coffee, and he put it in a bottle, and his teammates started buying it, and his coaches started buying it, and before long, he called his 2 older brothers and said, "Hey guys, I think I solved a problem. It's bigger than me." And my middle brother and I were passionate about it. We saw his passion, and that's how it got started, just by solving a problem.
So Suniva is so cool, not only because of its amazing product, but also because of the people. As you said on the website, you're the how to Jordan and Jake's why. So to this effect, how would you describe working at a startup with your own 2 brothers, and what are the challenges and benefits?
Yeah, I'll start with the benefits, because as athletes, you need a good team, right? And good teams are built over time. So for us, I'm 25, Jake's 24, and Jordan's 22. So we've been with each other for a while now.
Yeah.
So we trust each other. We know we're going to work hard, and we all have the same goal and vision in mind. And where it gets tricky, I think the challenge of a startup is not knowing which road to take, right? This is like uncharted territory, right? We're not doing something that other brands have done before or other companies have done before. So there's a lot of decisions to be made every day on what's right, where should we go next. And candidly, we're young, right? We're like you guys. We don't have experience growing a business.
Yeah.
So that sort of naivety is good, because we don't see the barriers that more experienced folks see. That being said, sometimes we do things the hard way rather than the smart way.
Yeah. So would you say that your business is more business to business or business to consumer? How are you looking to expand? Which one makes less profits?
Yeah, so I'd say it's both. This year, so we have three main revenue channels, and it's retail. Where did you guys get those bottles?
We got them from Amazon.
Amazon, nice. Okay, so that's our e-com. So retail is like, think about Wegmans or Whole Foods or Wawa or Quick Check. Those are all grocery stores and C-stores that sell our stuff. That's retail. So we sell to a distributor, so B2B.
Yeah.
They sell to the store, B2B, and then the store sells to the customer, B2C. It's a long chain.
Yeah.
And then food service is like your high school or a college, right? Like we sell at Rutgers, we sell at University of Pennsylvania. In New York, we sell at Mount Sinai Hospital. These are all businesses that sell to their employees or to their students.
Yeah.
And then what I'm most excited about this year is B2C, which is direct to consumer, like you guys. You went on Amazon, you bought the product, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We're gonna don't ever do that again, by the way. You guys get free super coffee for life. I'll send you a discount code after this. Yeah, you got it. And there's a lot of opportunity there, right? It's very easy for you all to go behind your computer, type in what you want, and it gets delivered right to your door. So
Definitely.
we want to invest in that channel some more this year.
And definitely, like Amazon's free 2-day shipping if you have Prime I mean, you can get Super Coffee every other day, so that's amazing.
Exactly. I like the subscribe and save option too. So you guys can put it in so like you get it every 2 weeks. So that's something that we're looking into as well.
Yeah. For example, Rahul's sister, she's in college right now, and she needs something to kind of keep her up at night, which is also nutritional, and she's a coffee person. So she got the subscription for you for the Super Coffee.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is awesome. You guys are look Suniva sales reps. You're both hired.
Yeah, so like before she like used to have like all like the espresso machines, and then when I like showed her the Suniva, she loved it.
Yeah.
That's great.
So,
that is awesome.
So now that you're on Amazon, like would you say like you're gonna get a dash button to an Amazon dash button?
What is the question?
Now that you're on Amazon, would you ever say that you're gonna get a dash button?
Dash button. What is that?
So
yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah, I mean it's like this new thing that Amazon introduced where it's like they have a little tablet thingy and you just press a button and you get your next order of Sunniva coffee.
Oh yeah, that would be fantastic. That's something. See, you guys just taught me that. That's something that we need to implement. We want it to be as easy for our customers as possible. And being founded by tired college students, we need to make it easy for our peers. And everything from you guys to your parents is the audience that we're trying to reach here.
Yeah. So what would you say the process of getting capital and shelf space was like? And what advice would you offer to others as they go through this extremely competitive industry?
Yeah, extremely competitive. So I'll start with the fundraising because that's my job. I'm in charge of investor relations. Mm-hmm. And really early on, it was just friends and family. We were just selling aunts and uncles and their friends on this dream. It was an idea. We presented to them the market opportunity, what the total market size was, right? It needs to be a sizable piece for them to see a potential return on their investment. And then 2, why we were different and why somebody needed something like this.
Yeah.
And that was 2 years ago in 2015 when we first started. And now since then it's based on where we've come from this little dorm room blender to getting on the shelves of Wawa and Whole Foods and Quick Check. Yeah. We pitched on Shark Tank. We were just featured on Good Morning America. So really cool opportunities that investors see that momentum and that potential. And now they're writing bigger checks rather than just friends and family. So I think standing out, being different at first is how you're going to succeed. But then the second question you have to ask is, why are you going to be successful when other people copy you? And for us, it's innovating. That the product that you guys have in your hand has 6 or 7 grams of sugar in it. Yep, the vanilla bean, actually creamy black sugar free, but vanilla bean has sugar from maple syrup. Mm-hmm. This year, we just launched a totally sugar-free line that uses monk fruit.
Yeah.
So constantly innovating, constantly staying ahead of the curve, and also being authentic.
Yeah.
And then 2, the second part of your question was how do you get on shelves?
Yeah.
Same deal. It's the same story as pitching investors. So like what Whole Foods doesn't need another healthy coffee, right? Wegmans, these stores have so many items. Like you said, it's a super competitive space. So 1, what's going to be different, right? Like why are we different than other products they carry? And for us, it was the nutrition facts, like you said, and then also the story behind it that lends itself to solving a problem and people who want to get more out of their day. But 2, price. We're the most competitively priced functional coffee. You'll see other items that have butter or protein or coconut oil in them, and they're priced a little bit higher. So buyers need to be able to make money, and customers want to be able to afford the items. Right. So price definitely helped as well. And then 2, once you get those opportunities, is sales. You have to support those sales, because if a buyer gives you a chance at a grocery chain like a Wegmans or a Whole Foods and your product doesn't sell, you get kicked out of the store.
Yeah.
So getting in is probably half the battle, and then getting it off the shelf, like as we like to say, by doing sampling events and coupons and getting shelf placement, like in-store racks and displays. Those are all things that help sell the product and keep the buyers happy.
I remember I saw one of the YouTube videos, and it said that you guys woke up at 4 a.m., you drove around to stores, and you were like sampling in the morning and then coming back, making other shipments, so it's like a big grind.
It's a grind, yeah. And what we do is super simple. We're not coding applications here or doctors or lawyers or anything like that. We sell coffee, and hard work is always the answer. In any industry, if you outwork the competition, you will get opportunities. And that original hustle from day one has opened new doors for investment, for selling opportunities. And I'll tell you what I was a philosophy major in college, not classically trained to run a business,
Right.
but being athletes our whole lives and really competing on the field has given us that ability to work hard and run a company.
Definitely.
So now that you have like capital and shelf space and you're in the core of the beverage industry, what would you say like the hardest parts are about starting up in the beverage industry, and what do you absolutely need to stand out against a tycoon?
Yeah. So, like I said, shelf placement is key, because you could go into a grocery store and see 1,000 bottles on a shelf.
Right.
If we only have one or two facings, we're not going to stand out. But you'll see brands that have end cap displays and huge discount signs and things like that. That all comes from recognition and sales, and competing with the big guys, right? How are we ever going to compete with that Starbucks Frappuccino that is distributed by Pepsi? It does $1 billion in sales every year, more than $1 billion. And they have all the marketing dollars in the world. So for us, it's authenticity. It's working with guys like you. It's working with influencers on Instagram, right? People who have these large followings, and not saying, hey, promote our product. It's, hey, I love your coffee. I'm going to drink it, and I'm going to tell my friends to drink it too. Yeah. And it's that organic word of mouth. That's not old, and that doesn't cost anything.
So when you make this coffee, you say you have 6 grams of sugar, but do you actually have any added sugar, where you just take sugar and add it?
No, so we don't add any refined sugar. The sweetener is maple syrup. So technically it's an added sugar, but we use maple syrup because it's not refined table sugar. Our bodies process it more slowly, and you do get the benefits of antioxidants from the maple tree.
Yeah, so basically everything you're putting into this is actually like a superfood, and even though you have like the 6 grams of sugar, it's really just something anyone would have in their regular diet.
Exactly. And for us, it's coffee. People reach for coffee as a habit, but 2, to wake them up, right? Whether it's in the morning or in the afternoon, whenever you're tired, you reach for coffee. And we said, if people are going to be always reaching for coffee, why not make it better? Why not add functional benefits to it? And if you get more from your coffee, you get more from your day. And that was our approach.
Yeah.
So when I immediately looked at like the drink, it said Colombian Coffee, and as your website said, your main ingredient is your coffee beans, which came from Colombia. So was there any particular reason you chose Colombia as your source, and how do you keep the consistency compared to other coffee beans from Brazil or other regions?
Yeah, so we chose Colombia because they were one of the highest quality manufacturers of organic coffee beans. And organic coffee beans was so important to us because coffee is actually the second most pesticide sprayed crop in the world. Wow. So organic coffee is very rare. And we love they're 100% Arabica beans from Colombia, and it comes from the same like co-op of farmers. We use a broker to import it, and then it's shipped to us, and we have a contract manufacturer in Buffalo, New York. That's actually how we know Kate Wheeler from Drink Maple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're produced at the same factory.
Wow. Oh. So when I tried the coffee, I was really surprised that it tasted like regular processed unorganic coffee. And to be honest, I think it was kind of better. So what are the secrets to preserving the taste while adding so much nutrition to it that I would personally think would change the taste? Yeah,
so that's exactly right. And for us, we see most bottled coffee today is coffee with milk and sugar. And the function that serves is taste and pleasure, right? People like sugar's addictive and it tastes good. There's no denying it. I love sugar, but I try to avoid the stuff. So for us, rather than diluting our coffee with milk and sugar, we wanted to enhance it with protein and coconut oil. And the coconut oil is tasteless, but it adds the functional benefit of energy and healthy fat. It's a carrier for the caffeine, so it goes directly into your bloodstream. And then the protein serves the same purpose as milk. It's creamier, but it doesn't have the lactose that milk has, and it doesn't have the fats that are in milk. It's just straight lactose-free protein.
Yeah. So for the coffee, you say you add creamy protein and stuff. So what exactly is your source for adding the protein?
Yeah, so it's a milk protein isolate in the version you have. In the version that we're launching this month, it's a whey protein concentrate. And really what that is, imagine whole milk straight from the cow. It goes through a process where the lactose, which is just sugar, it's milk sugar, gets removed, and then the fat, which is cream, gets removed, and what's left is this lean protein. Yeah. And it's still creamy. It still tastes good, but it also adds the amino acids and the protein our bodies need in the mornings.
Yeah. Like, I mean, when I do exercise from day to day, I play tennis, so I definitely need something like this to keep me firstly awake because of the long hours of schoolwork that they give, and I also need something to like supplement my workouts when I'm doing it beforehand. Because like for any sport, you can't have a bad nutrition and expect to play well. So what I'm trying to think about is how am I supposed to find something that has both the taste and the nutrition, and I think Suniva does this really, really well.
Thank you guys. Yeah, I encourage you to have it before the next time you practice or your next match. You do feel focused, and that's the healthy fat.
Yeah.
I'm going to ship you guys after this. Send me your address and stuff. I'm going to send you the new stuff, the new samples.
Thank you.
Yeah, sugar free. That'll get you in the zone. Wait, I got a question for you all before we keep going. Who would win in a tennis match?
Well, I'd say due to our last thing, it would
I
be
won.
me.
What?
Okay.
Hey. I
Well,
won.
I mean, the last time we played a tennis match, I was pretty much asleep on the court, which is where I got that issue from. He beat me 4-1, but according to our actual match before that, it was kind of me as the victor.
It was 7-6, so
Yeah.
it's very close.
That is awesome. I love the competition. And now, are you guys brothers or are you just friends?
We're just our families were friends, and then we became friends through that, and then we it was like we started this together through just a Skype call one day. I was in the middle of doing some schoolwork, and I'm just like, wow, I gotta work on CompanyRoots. It's been 3 months since I actually done something, and the reason I didn't do it was because I couldn't find any motivation to. Nobody was really responding to my cold emails, and I didn't have a friend to kind of do it with. So I'm just like, so you want to do it with me? And he's just like, sure. And then we got our first email reply, and then it just kind of went from there with that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm happy to help. I'll spread the word too. Are you looking for entrepreneurs specifically in food and beverage or across every industry?
Well, I mean, everything works for food and beverage. That's something we've been focusing on recently because, like, after our interview with Kate Wheeler, we're just like, wow, there's a lot more insights to the industry than just what we thought before. So, with the help of like you and some other companies we've been doing, it's been really deepening our insight on what the actual workings are. So that's a big help.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. I'll get you guys lined up with some cool folks.
Thank you.
I know that the unsweetened creamy black flavor doesn't have any sugar. So do people generally tend to like that more than like the other flavors, since it doesn't have as much sugar or no sugar?
No, so that's a good question. It depends on the audience. The older audience tends to like that, but what we're trying to do is provide the flavor of the Starbucks Frappuccino without the negative health effects, right? That thing's got 50 grams of sugar and 300 calories. If we can provide a taste that's similar, people still get that satisfying effect from their sweetened coffee, but none of the negative health effects, and then they get the healthy energy too. The healthy black or the creamy black doesn't sell as well as sweetened flavors naturally because people are looking for sweetness.
Yeah.
Good question though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you would ever consider adding sugar to the creamy black just to boost the sales, or stay true to like what this is?
I think it's an option there's an entire audience or segment of our customer base that doesn't prefer sweetness, right? They don't like their coffee sweet. They like the straight black coffee. And some mornings I'll have just a creamy black because I too don't like sweet all the time. So we'll keep creamy black the same, but we may add more sweetened flavors as we go.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever plan to make something like in the middle with sugar, or what are you working on currently with your products?
Yeah, so the one that I'm drinking right now is 0 grams of sugar and 80 calories. It's really the same product that you guys have, but we removed the maple syrup and we added this stuff called monk fruit, and it's like stevia with no aftertaste. So in doing that, we're able to get the calories beneath 100. The flavor is almost identical. To me, it's better than that product. All of the customers that have tried it so far is better than our old stuff, and that's part of the mission here is to always keep improving.
Right. So back in 2015, the coffee industry was worth over $100 billion, which I know you know because you said you did it with the business reports. So how far can you grow Suniva, and what is your game plan to tackle these big name brands and expand yourself?
Yeah, so our goal is to be the healthy alternative to every bottled coffee that exists. And right now, the key player is that Starbucks Frappuccino.
Right.
Like I said, it's distributed by Pepsi, so it's on just about every shelf in the country. And for us, our goal is to get on that same level. And we're going to do that by winning locally and winning geographically. So by going deep in a region. Where we are up here in New York, New Jersey, we want to be in Whole Foods and Acme and Wegmans and ShopRite, all of these local chains. And then more importantly, we want to be in the gyms and the gas stations. So we hit our customers at every point throughout their day. And the goal is to grow this thing. And as we become more successful, as we start taking market share from these bigger companies, we're going to get noticed by them, right? If Pepsi or if Starbucks sales start dropping, they'll see that and they'll either approach us to partner, or they'll outright acquire us, which we're not opposed to, because Pepsi and Coke, they have a lot of contracts on some of these key accounts. Like they pay these accounts where they'll say, hey, University of Rutgers, we'll give you $100,000, but you can only sell Coca-Cola products.
Right.
So that boxes us out from those markets. So in order for us to achieve our goals, we will need to align or ally ourselves with one of those larger brands.
Right. So how do you plan to expand in community and gain publicity in these deeper regions that you want to go to? And what have you found that helps in tools like social media to gain traction over a new product?
Yeah, so driving trial is the most important thing, right? Like if we put this on the shelf and you didn't know the story, you didn't know anything about it, what's going to make you pick it up other than pick this up versus your habit or your favorite brand? So we need to give the customers a reason to stand out. And on social media, we aligned ourselves with like-minded brands that aren't coffee, so like Lululemon or Under Armour or SoulCycle. And then we partner with influencers who already have these massive followings. One of our guys, Kyle Harrison, is one of the best players in Major League Lacrosse. He's got 72,000 followers, and he's drinking this stuff on his Instagram every day. So that's 72,000 people that we wouldn't have had on our own. So partnering with brands and people that are alike, and then also being where our customers are. So during finals week on college campuses, we're at school pouring samples. Tomorrow, I'm going to be at the Whole Foods in Princeton pouring samples. So it's really just getting out there. There's only so much you can do from behind a computer screen. We got to be where our people are.
Yeah. So Suniva is currently trying to expand by creating new products, but what would you say like the like career and age like limit, like the range that you're focusing on with your products?
For the customer age?
Yes.
Yeah. So right now, I'd say it's the millennial audience, which is sort of a blurred range, but I would say 18 to 29. Okay. The people who are on the go at college campuses probably has the most usage occasions. So whether you're a student athlete who has an early morning workout, or it's finals week and you need to pull an all-nighter, or you wake up on a Sunday morning with a hangover, everybody on college campuses needs healthy energy, and that's where we fit in probably the most. So the college students, and then when college students graduate, we like to say they grow up with our brand. So they'll find us at their office, in their office cafeteria, or at the hospitals that they work at, and they're familiar with it from college, and they'll just keep that habit going with them.
So how do you find these influencers, and what type of contracts do you have with them to promote your product? Do you pay them, or do they do it for free shipments of coffee?
Yeah, so it's all organic, and what I mean, word of mouth, and by doing this for 2 years, we've built a cool network of folks. For instance, your guy's sister, right? She drinks the stuff now because of you, and I wouldn't have met you if I didn't meet Kate, and I didn't know Kate a year ago, So it's all this network effect of who you know, and it's funny, influencers influence other influencers, right? So if somebody is popular on Instagram, other popular people follow them. So if an influencer posts about drinking super coffee, their friends will say, "Hey, what's that, man? Let me try that." And right now it is just product and swag. We'll send hats and T-shirts and stuff. Yeah. It's not like we're paying Tom Brady or Michael Phelps to do this. Yeah. Those are $1 million deals. So for us, we're just trying to keep it local and true customers. We're not asking people to promote this just to promote it. They got to be believers in the brand.
Right. So you guys are trying to expand your publicity. So I know you went on Shark Tank to do that. So we're hopefully trying to go on Shark Tank ourselves. So maybe if we get the deal. So what piece of advice would you give us to take away from that Shark Tank experience?
Yeah. So the Shark Tank thing, it was more TV than it was business. And what I mean is They have their ratings to hit. They have an audience to entertain. And we prepared for the most important business meeting of our lives.
Yeah.
And really, it would have been better if we started crying on stage, or if we fainted, or if we got in a cursing match with one of the judges.
Yeah.
We were very serious and very poised about our business. And I'd say for you guys, be authentic, but you have to be memorable too. So feel free. I mean, I encourage you to stand up for your brand and what you believe in, stand up for your company and your future, because the sharks, they tear you down, right? No matter, you could have the best product in the world. We could put gold in a bottle. And if we weren't defending ourselves vehemently, they like, that's what they wanted to see. They wanted the fight. They wanted the action. Yeah. And we did contend, but it was too, it was more business than entertainment.
Yeah. So imagine Rahul and I were starting a business in the beverage industry right now. And what would be the advice that you would give us to go against these tycoons and people like you if we were teenage entrepreneurs doing this?
Yeah, so you got to solve a problem, right? And it's got to be a problem that's bigger than you. We truly believe that if you solve a problem for one person, there's going to be a lot of other people that share that same problem, right? So focus on that one archetype, or that one friend you have, or it could be you guys. So solve that problem, and then reach as many people within your network and within your community that might share that same problem, because that's how virality starts. Gatorade, for instance, which is now owned by Pepsi, it started on one college campus, right? And Starbucks had one cafe 30 years ago. So all of these things start very locally. And I wouldn't look at the top of the mountain where these tycoons and these big companies are that you guys are referring to. I would look at the next step, right? How can I get my friend to drink this? How can I get his friend to drink this? And beyond that, that's how things spread organically through the network effect.
Yeah. So our last question is always the same, but alas, it's probably the most important. What advice would you give to the next generation of entrepreneurs and leaders looking to further their passions in high school and middle school?
I love it. First of all, how old are you guys?
I'm 15.
I'm 13.
I turned 15 recently.
That's amazing. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You guys are incredible. So the short answer is, the way that it is not the way that it has to be. So do not think that because, this is the way it's always been done, or this is how things are, right? You go work a 9-to-5 job for 40 years. Yeah. Those are like, you don't have to fit in with the norm. So if there's things that you believe in, you pursue them with everything you have, right? Take judgment out of it. Sure, your peers might call you weird or different, or why can't you guys just be like everybody else? You don't want to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think the second part of your question was, what activities or what can you be doing now? Challenge yourselves. Step out. Do things that are uncomfortable, right? Go to a class or a club that you might not have gone to, or step out into a new community and see what it's like. Ask questions. What you're doing with these interviews is fantastic, because I'm learning things every day from people. And if I can share that with you, that's fantastic. And you could share that with other folks. And if you have one meeting like this a week, imagine how much you're going to learn.
Yeah.
The other thing is read a lot of books. I know that like what you're assigned in school can get boring, but just read 20 pages a day of something that you're not too familiar with. And there's a ton of great books out there now, and it'll open your eyes to new horizons. That's really what's changed us as entrepreneurs. Once we were done with college, we no longer had professors or coaches to teach us things. So we have to constantly be learning and improving. Keep it up, fellas. Keep up the initiative. Keep networking. You guys have both have bright futures, and I'm excited to watch what you create.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So today we interviewed Jim DeCicco from Sunniva Super Coffee. Thank you for allowing us to interview today.
Thank you so much.
And for taking your time. And I hope we'll see you again on another interview sometime soon.
Guys, thank you so much for the opportunity. Go create your future. The best is yet to come.
Go Suniva.